Good morning, everyone. We were discussing about email marketing. And in email marketing, we have discussed about contact database. Contact database is basically the database of our customers, that is our existing customers. We will be knowing about these customers, their name, their age, range of income, product they have purchased, all this and that, all these information about a customer. We call the database we made from long time for our customers a contact database of or information of our customers, existing customers which are in current or previous customers. Many of them may be previously our customers but may not be in the current time, right? We call it contact database. Now list segmentation is the topic is segmentation. How we have to segment that database, right? To divide that database on some basis, on some common basis. The common base means maybe education level, maybe income range. We may make a list of, suppose in our database total number of contacts we have 10,000, right? And now we are segmenting it. The one common point of segmentation is income range. So we can make a list of customers existing with us having monthly income I am talking, more than 1 lakh. So maybe 500 in 10,000. So this 500 is a list. And that we have categorized, we have segmented on the basis of income. The other list may be on the basis of education level. Existing customers we have on the basis of higher education, they have post-graduated, suppose 700. That is a list of 700 customers. This is because we can target them for particular products. We can send them contextual literature, contextual content to read or to view a video, right? On some common ground. List segmentation is essential to closing prospects and delighting customers. List segmentation, right? And this you can delight on the basis of content and context. Content and context. As I am a professor of digital and e-commerce, I need relevant content to read. The context is, if I am sending the similar content that I like regarding SEO, regarding email marketing, regarding inbound marketing to a farmer, that is totally non-contextual. He doesn't require any such knowledge. Right? The context, to approach to a context, we segment our database, we make list on the basis of different categories, different common properties, right? Different common properties. Segmentation empowers marketers to do relationship driven marketing that drives results. We know that we have 700 customers who are post-graduated, so we can send them relevant information. We know that we have 500 customers in the list who have having more than 1 lakh income per month. So we can target them with some premium product. We can pitch, we can target, we can send information relating to our premium products. right? So this is the purpose of segmentation and listing. Segmented versus unsegmented email campaigns. So we will be drafting our email campaigns on the basis of our segment, on the basis of these lists. If we have a segmented and non-segmented contact list, these are the results. Matrix is opens, email opens, right? We received different emails from companies, we hardly open some of them. The opens result is 13.64 higher than non-segmented campaigns. If we are segmenting our database, the open rate increases by 13.64% in comparison to non-segmented. Right? Unique opens 10%, clicks increases by 53% higher than non-segmented campaigns. If we are launching a email campaign, that is sending marketing emails to 1 lakh customers database, and the database is segmented on some common grounds, on some basis, strong basis, so the open rates, click means, click is what? We send emails, and inside the emails there are links to reach at some destination, on some store to purchase. The clicks within the email increases by 53%. The bounces decreases by 2.27%. Bounce, bounce, email bounce, you may be knowing. Sometimes we send email and the email bounces and we receive a message back that the email box is full. That is soft bounce we call it. It can be delivered sometime later because when the user deleted the spams on the email. The hard bounce is the email address is wrong or expired. That is again different types of email bounces. The bounces reduces by 2.2%. Bounce, email bounce, right? That email unable to deliver. We are unable to deliver that email. That is because of full email box. That is because of Google has said that is a spamming. That is because of, that may be because of expired email address. That because of no longer in use. The email address is no longer in use. That may be because of wrong email address. So we categorize in hard bounce and soft bounce. That we will discuss later. Abuse reports, 8.67 lower than non-segmented campaigns, and unsubscription. We always have a button, a click. We can unsubscribe. That reduces by 8.13%. Right? If we don't like any email, that we can simply unsubscribe, and we will no longer receive that email. Right? That is basically, these are some metrics. Email metrics. Unsubscribe. It is compulsory to have unsubscribe button on email campaigns. If you are receiving email from some sources and you don't want to receive that, so you can click on the unsubscribe button, on later you will not be received. Similarly, abuse reports, you can go for that, you can opt for that, right? Many users opt that they are even after unsubscription, or they don't like to receive such emails. Bounces, I explained. Clicks, we all know about what are the clicks, right? And what is a list? Now we talked about segmentation. We talked about making a list on the basis of different common criteria. We need a common criteria to make a list. Lists are the different ways that you break up your contacts. Different ways. I have explained the one way, income above 1 lakh rupees. Another way, education level, higher education, above postgraduate, right? Lists are the different ways that you break up your contacts into smaller segments based on their similarities, some common ground similarities. The similarity may be in a particular geographical region, because we are serving, our company is serving, delivering product or services only on that region. That can be a way of making a list. Making a list may be on the basis of some hobbies. List may be the customer is our existing one from last, they have purchased 2-3 products. That can be one way, right? The list on the common grounds, on some common properties. Right? What is a contact database? That is, now we will explain here. Your contact database is a place to keep track of all the people and companies that have a relationship with your business. Here we have added companies and other. There may be suppliers, maybe companies employees and all. With our existing customers or maybe with prospective customers, the contact database is. Contact database is a place to keep track of all people. Track of means maximum information about them, about the people. Keep track of maximum information, not only name, email ID, contact number and all. Maximum information, their behavior, their purchasing behavior, their disposable income and whatever. Maximum, how much you can track. Qualities of a good contact database. Right? What are the qualities? See the whole picture of every contact. Whole picture means everything about every customer, every contact. As much as possible to gather the information. Aligns marketing and sales. Aligning marketing and sales. Seamless integration with every tool you use. Reminders tools. Right? Any other software program, software tool you are using to remain in touch with these contact database people. Right? Your contact database is the nerve center for all of your inbound efforts, all of your marketing efforts, especially in your email marketing efforts. Right? How to build a segmentation strategy. Then how we can segment that database. How we can better segment that contact database we have. The customer database we have. Best practices for segmenting your contacts. Make sure your database is accurate and up to date. Accurate, the email addresses and information, all information must be accurate. Up to date means it is experienced and it is observed on the basis of different research that every year your 10% email address decreases, dies. Right? Suppose you have 10,000 email addresses, contact database this year, then 10%, that is 1,000 of them will not work for next year. So because of that, you have to increase your contact database every year. You have to increase. Otherwise, it is decaying by 10% amount every year. Remember that. Some email addresses may not be work up next year, may expire. People not be using them. They are now working on the new email IDs. Some email IDs may be full. Some may not. Some may be declared spammer by Google. So these are different issues are there, and on the average rate of 10% every time, every year, email database decreases. That you have to know, and so that to maintain that you have to increase your contact database every year. A contact is anybody your company communicates with in the course of doing business. Anybody communicating in the course of doing business means some may have communicated, but you have database, you have email address because of he or she communicated with you and the deal has not been finalized, and you can use that database for future correspondence, for future launch of new product or any other service. Right? A contact property stores information about an individual contact. In storing information about individual contact, A company property stores information about a group of contacts, individual as well as group of contacts. Storing information and surface information. Store information and surface information, you can go for that. Website activity, email engagement, social media activity, form submissions, conversation information, integrations. Right? Surface, this is personalized email, builds list, trigger marketing automation, define personas and lead intelligence. Lead intelligence, we say. Getting more information about the lead. Your ability to segment will be a key indicator of your success as an email marketer. Ability to segment. Because if we are able to segment our contact database in a very common ground, then definitely we will be sending more contextual email. And that will be more personalized to everyone. Right? Primarily, you segment by your buyer's personas. You segment by your buyer personas. I will send you at the end of the first unit how we can create buyer personas. Buyer personas is a fictitious ideal customer profile we have to meet. That will be on the basis of interaction with our existing customers, with surveys and interviews with our prospective customers. So we can define our ideal customer. Getting the point? Ideal customer. Right? Buyer persona, semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer based on real data. Real data means existing customer. And some select educated speculation about customer demographics, behaviors patterns, motivations and goals. Right? So we can define our buyer personas. And we have to define explicit and implicit data in HubSpot. The data is categorized into categories, explicit and implicit. Explicit data and implicit data. Explicit is the contact information that user submits on its own. That is, I am filling a form on a website and writing my name, my email ID, my address, my contact number. That is what? That is explicit information. I have explicitly submitted. Contact information, company information, form submit, surveys. These are the ways of getting explicit information. And implicit data is social media engagement, email engagement, web analytics, history, conversion data. That is, we take that from social media or from Google Analytics or the help of other analytic tools. Right? About our behavior, studying the customer's behavior on the basis of how we are behaving on internet, on different websites, on different shopping platforms. We collected data that, he has purchased 10 times in a year. He or she is interested more on these types of products. Right? So she or he visited our website and remains on that particular product page for 5 minutes. And he or she read about that product. That is what? That is all implicit information we are getting. That is, and similarly on social media, he or she shares such types of information. Right? Such type of information sharing, liking, commenting. So we can read the behavior. That is about implicit information, implicit data. Right? So that's for the day. And thank you very much. Thank you everyone.